The 22nd, 2016. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Calling the roll, Mr. Schron.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Here.
Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is absent at the moment. Ms. Brown. Here. Mr. Hairston. Here. Ms. Simon. Here. Mr. Greenspan.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Germana.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Council President Brady.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Could we have a motion to excuse Councilman Jones? It's a personal matter.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Councilman is excused. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Silent meditation this evening for a minute. Having been in the Brussels airport twice last year, we seem to have to live through this over and over again, and it still needs to be something that we pay attention to and not get desensitized to. Thank you. Any public comment related to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President. Dean Dilzel.
Afternoon, welcome.
By the mic. Oh, right there. All right. My name is Dean Dilzel. I live in Lakewood. I apologize for my inability to get this fully formatted for this presentation, but I'm actually speaking in regards to if Mr. Carroll is approved for the Health and Human Services Department supervisor job. I suggest he be aware of the fact that Cleveland Clinic Foundation, there's a difference between their words and their actions. I'd like to cite some earlier information in the cleveland.com where a clinic spokesperson, Ms. Heather Phillips, said, as healthcare continues to evolve, we want to be sure that our patients have access to the highest quality care across Northeast Ohio. I'd like to point out that back in April of 2010, similar issues were provided to the residents of Lakewood. In particular, responses to Kevin Butler, the Lakewood City Council president, was given answers to a set of questions that they had posed, one of which was, what are the intentions of the clinic? Is this a temporary move to buy time? The clinic's response with the clinic, to create a plan which we believe provides the best services to meet the needs of this community. The plan will address the sustainability of Lakewood Hospital while simultaneously making available the finest services typically provided by hospitals and communities similar to Lakewood. The plan further aligns Lakewood Hospital with Cleveland Clinic Services to create a health delivery system for today's and tomorrow's community needs. I don't know that I need to update you, but Cleveland Clinic has closed Lakewood Hospital, professing that it was unable to operate profitably. There are things happening at your Euclid Hospital that are very similar to what has happened out at Huron Road, now in Lakewood. And I suggest to you that this will continue unless the county and their supervision of the delivery of health care is not addressed in a more proactive fashion. In addition, I'd like to discuss what the Hippocratic Oath says about the delivery of care. This is the modern version. In it, there are a number of different phrases, a few of which I'll give you today. I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures which are required, avoiding those twin traps of overtreatment and therapeutic nihilism. I will remember that there is an art to medicine as well as science, and that warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife or the chemist's drugs. I will remember that I do not treat a fever chart, a cancerous growth. What's that? Oh, all right.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks. Didn't know there was a limit. All right.
Imagine if
The
there
next
wasn't.
speaker is Tara Papard.
Welcome.
Hi, Tara Peppard. My address?
Please go ahead.
1278
That's not necessary.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So my name is Tara Peppard. I live in Lakewood, Ohio. I stand before you because I have great concerns about my local city government and the decisions that were made regarding our hospital, which was viable for more than 104 years, 108 years. There was a tremendous charity associated with our hospital, the Lakewood Hospital Foundation. And only in December, the Cleveland Clinic website had a statement that said, as you consider giving to the Lakewood Hospital Foundation, remember that gifts, both large and small, have a significant impact on the scope and quality of care Lakewood Hospital can offer its patients. Your gift is used for the sole benefit of Lakewood Hospital, helping to better lives and advance the health and wellness of individuals and families in our community, including, and then they list a few things, but the one very important one is that it is to provide care to vulnerable and disadvantaged populations. Our city leaders, in my opinion, and to say this succinctly, I feel that we have been swindled out of our publicly owned full-service hospital. I do feel that the clinic, with the hospital trustees and elected officials, have breached this lease agreement so that CCF would close Lakewood Hospital and open a brand new inpatient hospital outside of Cuyahoga County in Avon. We are outraged by this, and I'm hoping the larger government in all of you, and I believe Dale Miller, Councilman Miller is our councilman for my district, and I'm concerned about honesty in government, and I don't feel that there was something honest here, and I'm hoping we can seek help from you. The second thing I want to say is that in 2009, when I moved to Lakewood, there was something called a Vision for Tomorrow. And the Vision for Tomorrow was a multi-year, multi-million-dollar strategic plan to reinvest in Lakewood Hospital and ensure our community continues to receive the best possible care. So they come out with this, and there was also a decanting plan at almost the same time that none of us were aware of. So I don't feel that truth was given to the constituents of my community. And I'm gravely concerned because when you have a $30 million charity to help those who cannot pay their medical, someone needs to stand to come in and help. And Metro had proposed a deal to our city, and I do believe that there might have been bid rigging going on, and I know there's some legal investigation into that. But I want to bring this to your attention, and I beg you for some help on this. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Reverend Pinckney Butts.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Welcome.
Good evening, good evening. I wasn't going to talk about the agenda items, but something came up in the process. I heard you considering making Matt Carroll a permanent director, and I understand that Thomas Pristow is still on your agenda to make him a director. I am directly opposed to that. My reasons being are, first and foremost, as the gentleman pointed out, these people are supposed to be providing adequate services and supposed to be professional in their approaches. I called Matt Carroll one day because my granddaughter, who you see right here, I went to pick her up from a daycare on Buckeye. She had a knot on her head, scratches on her eyes, under her eyes, and some other bruises. he had the nerve to get haughty with me for calling him. I'm very concerned because Thomas Pristo and none of those directors of Health and Human Services or Children and Family Services have ever one time, never one time, sat down at the table with me to resolve my matters that I have with them in reference to my children and now my children's children. I do not want anyone like that over the cares of anybody in my family, whether it be my children, my grandchildren, my parents, or even me. They're negligent, they're reckless, and they're disrespectful. And I don't come to you just out of the blue. I have facts to go with my data, and I have figures to go with what I'm substantiating. Please don't put them over any affairs of anybody that I know as well as me. And if we need to bring this to the table, and it doesn't make sense that my matters had to go to court because they didn't think enough of me to talk to me. And that came from James McCafferty to the other directors that you've had over Department of Children and Family Services. And I'm not going to put my business out here because my children have to live with other children, and my grandchildren do too, and my parents have to live among their colleagues, and I don't want my business out there. But something needs to be done. They're faking it, and they're coming to you here they have a glamorous speech. But I still live today with matters that are not properly addressed. Please don't put them over anything pertaining to this county, anything pertaining to me, or anybody affiliated with me. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
That's all for now.
All right. All right, item number 6, approval of the minutes. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of March 8, 2016 Committee of the Whole and March 8, 2016 regular meeting? So moved. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The minutes are approved. The council president does not have an announcement. Is there a message from the county executive?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Just two things. First, as you all are aware, issue 23 passed in the last primary vote with close to 70% of the electorate supporting it. It was a huge victory, and I want to thank everybody for their support. Second, I just wanted to give you a brief update on LEEDCO, which the county has in the past made a significant investment in. That's the windmills on Lake Erie project. There was a meeting a little more than a week ago with the Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Department of Energy came to town. The meeting was well attended, included Will Friedman from the Port, Ron Richard from the Cleveland Foundation, and Congressman Marcy Kaptur. There has been progress locally in the project, especially with the fact that LEEDCO has attracted a major private investor, Fred Olson Renewables. The purpose of the meeting was to seek from the U.S. Department of Energy an investment of $40 million in our project. In 2014, 3 wind projects around the country each received $47 million awards. In May of this year, 2016, the DOE will review those 3 projects to determine if they're meeting their goals. There is a possibility that one or more will not be determined to be meeting their goals, and if that happens, then it's possible that one or more of those awards will be reallocated either to the LEEDCO project or a project in Maine. I can't tell you how it'll come out, but the group made a very strong pitch for the money, and it would certainly be a tremendous benefit if we're able to win that award. So we'll keep you posted. Thanks.
Thank you. Item number 9, legislation introduced by the council, committee report and consideration of a resolution of council for second reading.
Resolution number 2016-0048, making an award to College Now Greater Cleveland in the amount of $500,000 from the Cuyahoga County Educational Assistance Fund for Component 2 of the Cuyahoga County Educational Assistance Program for the period ending June 30, 2020.
And this item will move to the April 12th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller.
I would just request that my name could be added on this item.
Councilman Miller's name to the resolution. Committee report and consideration of an ordinance of council for second reading.
Ordinance number 2016-0008, amending section 202.18 of the Cuyahoga County Code to provide for creation and adoption of a county sustainability plan.
And this item will also move to the April 12th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
And seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2016-0061, extending the appointment of Matt Carroll as interim director of the Department of Health and Human Services and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Motion to adopt. Hearing no motion to adopt, I will move to adopt Resolution 0061. Any discussion? Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman
President.
Greenspan?
Just on the record, I'll not be supporting this resolution. Nor will I.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll on the resolution?
Calling the roll on resolution number 2016-0061. Mr. Schron? No. Ms. Conwell?
No.
Mr. Jones? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones is absent this evening, I apologize. Ms. Brown? No. Mr. Hairston? No. Ms. Simon?
No.
Mr. Greenspan? No. Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Germana?
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher? No. And Council President Brady?
Yes.
The motion does not carry.
Motion fails.
Moving on to resolution number 2016-0062, amending the 2016-2017 biennial operating budget for 2016 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, for appropriation transfers, and for cash transfers, amending resolution numbers 2016-0041 and 2016-0050 to reconcile appropriations for 2016.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. President, this is our standard biweekly fiscal agenda. Council has submitted questions to the administration. The answers are provided on the document before you. I would approve my colleague's support of this resolution.
All right, any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2016-0063, authorizing a First Amendment to agreement of sublease with Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction and consented to by Ohio Public Facilities Commission pertaining to the financing of a portion of the cost of the Cuyahoga County Community-Based Correctional Facility Project by changing the aggregate amount of project costs to be paid for or reimbursed from the Adult Correctional Building Fund from $10,800,000 to $10,842,265.
All right, we're going to refer this to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0064, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1500-375 with Turner Ozanne Joint Venture for design builder services for the Huntington Park Garage Rehabilitation Project for the period December 7, 2015 through December 2, 2016, to establish a guaranteed maximum price in the amount not to exceed $18 million.
This will be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution number 2016-0065, making an award on requisition number 35947 to the C.A. Agresta Construction Company in the amount not to exceed $1,188,333.50 for 2016 Operations Resurfacing Program Group 1 located in various municipalities, authorizing the county engineer to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds and said amount to fund said contract for the projects as printed on the agenda.
Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0066, making an award on requisition number 36083 to Chagrin Valley Paving Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,194,726.75 for 2016 Operations Resurfacing Program, Group 3, located in various municipalities, authorizing the county engineer to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in said amount to fund said contract for the projects as printed on the agenda.
This will also go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0067, making an award on requisition number 36387 to the James B. Oswald Company in the amount not to exceed $803,634 for professional healthcare consultant services for the period April 15, 2016 through April 14, 2019.
This will be referred to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2016-0068, authorizing an agreement with Cuyahoga County District Board of Health in the amount not to exceed $914,124 for the Newborn Home Visiting Program for the Invest in Children program for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2017.
This will go to Education and Environment.
Resolution number 2016-0069, making awards on requisition number 36215 to various providers in the total amount not to exceed $5,700,000 for various services for Cuyahoga Tapestry System of Care for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2018, as printed on the agenda.
This will go to Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 2016-0070, authorizing an agreement with Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office in the amount not to exceed $2,348,203 for legal services for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2016.
This will also be referred to HHS.
Resolution number 2016-0071, authorizing a revenue-generating cooperative partnership agreement with Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities in the amount not to exceed $1,350,000 for eligibility evaluation and supportive services for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2018.
This will also go to Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 2016-0072, authorizing a contract with Point Blank Solutions in the amount not to exceed $3 million for software, maintenance, monitoring, and support services for the Justice Matters and DocuPoint case and document management systems for the period February 29, 2016 through February 28, 2021.
So we'll go to Finance and Budget.
Please let the record reflect that Councilman Jones has joined the meeting. Resolution number 2016-0073, authorizing a contract with InfoPro Computer Solutions in the amount not to exceed $510,000 for information technology services for the Buckeye Case Management and Computer Network Systems for the period April 1, 2016 through March 31, 2019.
Finance and Budgeting. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules have been suspended.
Resolution number 2016-0057, making an award on requisition number 36073 to Kokose Construction Company Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,628,050.70 for 2016 Operations Resurfacing Program Group 4 located in various municipalities, authorizing the county engineer to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in said amount to fund said contract for the projects as printed on the agenda.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, this has been heard in Public Works. These were the lowest bids, and the second reading suspension is so that we could move it and get this done during the building period.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0058, Authorizing an amendment to agreement number 14,025 with Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities for individual options waiver eligibility verification services for reimbursement of Medicaid home and community-based services for the period January 1, 2014 through December 31, 2015, to extend the time period to December 31, 2017, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,338,444.41.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0059, authorizing agreements with various providers in the total amount not to exceed $11,971,371.64 for child support services for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2016, as printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0060, authorizing agreements with various providers in the total amount not to exceed $91,857.49 for child support services for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2016, as printed on the agenda.
Motion to adopt. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2016-0038, authorizing the county executive on behalf of the county to endorse the memorandum of understanding among City of Cleveland and various other entities as printed on the agenda regarding community benefits and inclusion.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, this memorandum of understanding is something that we were not signers on, and at this point, we would like to endorse what's taken place, and hopefully with the legislation that we have in committee, we'll be able to add some points that may consider coordination with whatever we adopt.
Any discussion? Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0042, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires replacement of Pleasant Valley Bridge number 09.68 over Cuyahoga River in the City of Independence and Village of Valley View. Total estimated project cost $10 million. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement.
To adopt?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, this is declaring the public convenience and welfare for the $10 million. It was heard in committee, and the committee asks for adoption.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0043, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires rehabilitation of Cedar Point Bridge number 00.49 over Rocky River, located in Cleveland Metropolitan Park District in the city of North Olmsted. Total estimated project cost $2,268,000. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement.
To adopt?
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
This was heard in committee. We recommend passage.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Committee report and consideration of an ordinance for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second?
Seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Ordinance number 2016-0009, enacting Chapter 808 of the Cuyahoga County Code to establish the Cuyahoga County Green Community Program and provide for matters relating to said program, and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective. Additionally, Councilwoman Simon has requested to be a sponsor.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion?
Sure. Thank you, Council President. We heard this matter in the committee last week, and this Green Community Program once it's established, will enable us to receive some bond money from the state that was allocated back in 2009 that's qualified conservation bonds. And we accepted that back in 2009 as a county, but never took action to receive the funds. So what this Green Community Program will enable us to be a conduit by which the money will flow from the state through the county and ultimately to an end user project. And we're hoping that we can have support on this because the money's there and we don't know how long it will be there. And this will not affect our bond rating. We're simply just a conduit.
All those in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Okay. Where are we at? All right, are there any miscellaneous committee reports?
Mr. President. Finance and Budgeting Committee will meet on 3/28 to discuss the matter referred to committee, and also on April 11th to review the 2015 financial results as well as an up-to-date status on the 2016 financial results.
Mr. President,
Yes?
the council's Operation and Intergovernmental Committee will meet at its regular time on Tuesday, the 29th at 3 p.m. for the purpose of continuing our work on the ethics legislation, and it may be possible to move the legislation forward at that time. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, the Public Works Committee is doing something a little unusual. We're going to be meeting weekly here in hopes of hearing all the implications to the various legislation we have before us on the disparity study. In particular, tomorrow we're going to be talking in concentrating on the bonding issue, and then we will meet next week at our regular time at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Councilman. Anybody else?
Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee was unable to meet last time because it was a voting day, so we will meet on 3/29 at 10 a.m.
Thank you. Anybody else?
And the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee will meet Wednesday, March 30th, to deal with the items referred today at our regular time of 1 p.m.
All right. Any miscellaneous business? Councilwoman?
I just want to go on record and thank my colleagues and the staff for their cards, condolences for the loss of my grandfather. Thank you very much. My family greatly appreciates it.
Thank you. Anybody else? Councilwoman?
Quickly, I wanted to thank Councilman Gallagher for holding a committee meeting today regarding the fairgrounds and the horse issue that hopefully now will be addressed going forward by the board, so we don't have to have that happen ever again. So thanks, Councilman Gallagher, and I'll be keeping an eye on what's happening there.
Okay, very good. Anybody else? Hearing none. Is there any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President, Mr. Rico Dancy.
All right.
Good evening. Went to our TA board meeting yesterday. They get ready to raise the fare. The monthly, they're opposing $190 for a monthly pass. They have the public hearings to April 7. He deposed it's called Cleveland Public Transportation. I'm on that board. What is our rights of a riders for the citizens of Cleveland? We're going down to Columbus. See, can we do something? We're asking for a legislative bill for the county, a bill to stop the CO for trying to raise the fare up to $190. $200 for people who got kids. You talk about people who got kids. If they got 4 kids and plus the mother, she coming up almost $1,000. We trying to see can any of the council people attend any of these hearings. 2 was yesterday. It was 2 yesterday, and it's gonna be all the way to April 7th. Then the board got to vote on it. Then we're gonna see how it goes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else?
And finally, Reverend Tiffany Butts.
Good evening once again. I wanted to reiterate on some of that. I did attend those events, both of them. And I'm asking you, for that matter, to please go back to find out why Governor Kasich took our money away from public transportation. Governor Strickland had gotten us a nice amount of money for our transportation, and Governor Kasich came behind and just sabotaged it. And not only has he taken the money away from our transportation, but he's taken it away from especially predominantly black communities, multiracial communities, and communities that are in need of the funding, and he's like holding the money hostage. And Executive Budish, I ask you to please investigate that, however you do that, and the law director. God bless you all. I mean that. You all work really diligently, and you work really, really hard. And I brought some more of the copies of the letters I had written to the Health and Human Services Committee for those of you who were not able to attend for whatever reason it is, and I'll make sure your clerk gets them. I come to you, I'm going to have to be brief because your clock's going to run out on me, but I come to you for a couple different reasons. First of all, I have been influenced or inspired to start something called the International, et cetera, Heterosexual Clergy Alliance. I feel like as a heterosexual, many of our rights are being taken away from us and they're being violated, and we're like being passed by. And I, as a preacher too, I even look at some of the things, and if you have people that you work with that will want to work with me to pull some resources together to help just protect the rights and even get some resources for heterosexual people, I would really love to work with you. And if there's something that I can do with you to work with that, I also have the International, et cetera, Coalition Addressing Violence Against Women and Children. Not only because I've been a victim of circumstances and have experienced my own family going through it, but when I look at Camelia Terry, when I look at Tanisha Anderson, when I look at Aisha Smiley, when I look at many, many people who have been really not understood on how their lives have been impacted by violence, and then I look at Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, I look at, and I mentioned black children, but that's the only ones that are coming to my mind right now because black children are not the only ones that are victims of violence. We have to take this someplace else, to the next level. And I want to work with you to get that done. And I need to go back to RGA also because they asked that you legislators would start attending some of the meetings, the public hearings and the board meetings, so they can talk to you and work with you on getting some things done. And as I take my seat, I want to bring out another factor. My name was not on the ballot for the presidential election. Please investigate that. And they had the nerve to tell me that they know they messed up and did not count my vote in the 2008 election, and they're not going to do anything to correct it. And I'm really concerned if I'm like that, who else is? Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Is there any other public comment?
No, Mr. President.
All righty. Item number 14, report by clerk on legislation withdrawn at the request of sponsors.
Yes, Mr. President, this item requires no council action. The legislation was withdrawn at the request of the fiscal officer as it was determined by the state auditor and law director that council action was no longer required.
Any questions? Hearing none. Could I have a motion to adjourn the council meeting? It's been moved and seconded. The council, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The council meeting is adjourned.